Welcome to Entertainment Source Interviews and the 7th episode in this series, In the Minds of Musicians, How They Are Coping with the Quarantine. I include one original song at the end of each episode. All songs are copyright and may not be used or reproduced in any way without written permission from the artist. I am your host, Mary Jensen. Today I talk with MAIDA, an international recording artist, singer, and songwriter from Germany. MAIDA is a new upcoming sensation in the American scene, and her unique vocal styling has been compared to Melissa Etheridge, for which MAIDA performs a tribute in her live performances. MAIDA's high energy on stage has a mesmerizing ability to capture the audience's attention, leaving her fans wanting more. As a result of being contacted by the Grammy Award-winning producer Mitch Dane, nominated for working with bands such as Jars of Clay, MAIDA went on a journey to the USA that landed her in Nashville, Tennessee, in Mitch's recording studio. Hello, MAIDA. This is Mary Jensen with the podcast. Welcome to Entertainment Source Interviews.
Hello, everyone.
So, MAIDA, how you doing? How is the weather in Germany?
Let me see. I'm always struggling with this Fahrenheit. We have Celsius. We have an iPhone for it, so it is about 73 degrees outside.
Oh, okay.
It is very nice. It's nice and pretty, and but tomorrow it's going down to 33 on Monday at night. And
Yeah.
it's very cool. Yeah.
Sounds a lot like our weather. We'll have a couple of really, really nice days and then winter days again, and it just takes a while for spring to come and stick around.
Yeah.
You were contacted by Grammy Award-winning producer Mitch Dane that landed you in this recording studio in Nashville. Please share how the initial contact came about and your experience in Nashville.
Well, this was very funny because, Jerry Miller, she lives in Valdosta in Georgia, and she was contacted me over Facebook. And what she did was, you have to come to the US, you have to play, people will love you here. And, it's very different, the American music, live music world instead of Germany. So, and what she did was, she opened an Instagram account on my name, secret.
Oh, she did.
I didn't know this. So, and she was, share it for, what you're doing. And one day, she said, you got an email from a producer in Nashville. I said, what? And so that's how it ended up. I have no idea why he contacted me. The first time.
Yeah.
But,
wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Jerry, she did an amazing job. She was sharing pictures, video, from the music part.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were at Mitch Sputnik's studio, we asked him, and he said, well, I like, your music, your style, and, that's why I contacted you. And it was so funny because the World Wide Web, it's like you get connected so global. It's
Yeah. Funny. Yeah, so he must go on like Instagram and stuff, kind of like scouting, and he came across you and he really liked you. That is really awesome.
Yeah.
To be picked out of like so many people in the world, that you're awesome if you got a producer that has contacted you. That's really great.
I mean, in the beginning, I said, yeah. Let's see what he would, because in the past, a lot of people already contacted me and writing, and it said, yeah, maybe it's just one of the other, you know what I mean? So, and then it went back and forth, and I was looking on his website, and then what Grammy Award winning producer studio, what, it's like, I think it's a fake, but
yeah,
it wasn't.
You see,
was very funny.
Yeah, you thought it was too good to be true, and he's worked with some big names, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe you know all the names over there when you go on this website. So, but Jars of Clay. So,
Yeah.
I didn't know this band, but it was very popular in the past in the US, and
Hmm.
that's where he got the Grammy on a studio album from Jars of Clay. So, I didn't know them, but I'm in Germany, far away from America.
Right. And so now, how has that experience led you to become a growing sensation in the United States? Because I know you've played down in Florida at Punky's for one place,
Yes.
right? I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that place. So how did that all come about now? Like you're getting very popular over here.
Well, it is Jerry's fault. I will blame it on
It's
her
all
because yeah, but I'm very thankful for it. She was seeing or is seeing something in me, and it, I said, "What? I'm just playing a little bit of music. No, people will love you." I said, "Yeah, well, yeah, I will arrange something when you come over. We will do a little tour and stuff." I said, "Well, do what you want, something like this." And she contacted some prides, other bands, Pride, and we did a little tour,
hmm.
and I showed up and I just played as a guest over there. So and it was amazing, and that's how it ended up in St. Petersburg, in Valdosta, some places where we were traveling, and I was playing. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great. And then once you play a couple of places, more people hear you, you get, other gigs probably from that. And so that's awesome. I love it. And I can't wait to see you live. I'm hoping you're going to be, because, well, I live in Massachusetts, but I do go down to Florida occasionally just for vacation, like for the Melissa Etheridge cruises. There's just so many artists that they're always playing at Punky's. It's just such a great place for live music. I can't wait to get down there, and it's warmer.
Yeah.
So
Well,
maybe I'll catch you somewhere.
for me, it was a completely different new experience because we don't have something like this in Germany. You know, it's our life situation is more like you go to work, you come home, you go to the grocery store, you come home, you cook with family, you eating food and everything at home. You don't go really out, and that's how we live here. So we don't have that many bars where live music is playing. So
Oh,
we
okay.
have some rare festivals, you
Mhm.
know, and there you have live music, but not the same like you have over there. And I was quite impressed about how this feeling is. And a lot of people out there, they enjoy it and they love listening to music, no matter if there's a band, just one person with a guitar, or you do something else.
Mhm.
It's just being there, hanging out. Some people came right from the workplace in work clothes. I said, "What?" It's like a crazy world. It is. I love it. I love it. It's very cool, and this is something I really miss in Germany. So
Mhm. Do you
yeah.
think you would ever move to the US for that reason?
Um, well, I mean, I have two good jobs, and it's
Yeah,
not so easy to quit a job, kind of position what I have here. And of course, I'm not a U.S. citizen,
right.
so
Yeah,
the problem to get permit and it's everything. It's not so easy. Like,
right. It's
okay,
not
I'm
like,
moving from Georgia to Florida. I'm moving. You know what I mean? That's
mhm.
different. But
Yeah, definitely. It's a big process and everything, a lot to take into consideration. But, maybe down the road, I mean, at least you can come here and visit and do shows and stuff like
yeah.
that. So that's awesome. Now, has this boosted your career, like overall? How has that worked?
I mean,
I know
uh,
it's hard because, like you were just saying, Germany is so different. So,
it is very different, and that's why on Facebook or Instagram I'm trying, or talking always in English, because the most people who following me or like me are from different countries, not really from Germany. I have some, of course, but it is maybe 80% is from other countries. Yeah, it would be cool to get more opportunity in Germany, and but I don't do German music. I'm singing in English, and
Mm-hmm.
not everyone in Germany is speaking or understanding English. That we have on radio stations, there are a lot of music in English running, but they don't know really what the message of the song. They don't understand it.
Right.
It's just listening to the beat and the melody. And
Yeah.
some of them, of course, some of them understand it, but it's not like everyone is speaking English. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So they like the music and the sound of the
mhm.
voice and stuff, but they don't know what the artist is singing about.
The
So.
same was with me. For maybe I started really learning English. I had it in school. It was 25 years ago, but I started really with the English for 7 years. You know, and I'm not perfect. I'm struggling still. But that's Melissa Etheridge. The first time I noticed her really was in 2002, 3. I didn't know her before, and then it's like, okay, oh, I like it, but I had no idea what she was singing. So
Right, until you learned it. Yeah, so
yeah,
that brings us to our next question, that you have an amazing story that came out of a terrible tragedy in 2002. So if you want to share about how you discovered music and the reason you always do Melissa Etheridge tributes at the end of your shows.
yeah, sure. Um, I used, with music followed me my whole life still. When you start in school with a flu, and when you grew up, and I played a little bit piano, but it wasn't that funny for me. I started then in the orchestra playing drums, and I did it for a couple years, and then in what was it, 1994, I started to my job training police academy, and so I had then a little apartment. I couldn't play drums anymore; it was too loud, you know, and I
Yeah.
was searching for something else, and I bought my first guitar, but I didn't really pay attention to it, and I sold it again. So, and in 2002, of course, I'm a police officer, and we had the bad school shooting here in Germany, and yeah, I was on the scene there, and I was in the school, and of course it was terrible, and I had to deal more with the. I mean, I'm used to see dead people, and that's not really bothering me, but the situation I was in there, under your life, you feared that someone will kill you and shoot you,
Yeah.
and it was more than 40, 45 minutes, being in the school, not knowing what was going on, and and that was the problem I had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's like, hey, you're tough, you're women, you're a police officer, you have to deal with this. And it took me more than 1 year. And then you change something, your life changes. And yeah, it was a PTSD,
Mm-hmm.
and I did something against, the psychologist, therapy and stuff. So, and then it was, I don't know, I found the music back. You know, I I bought me a guitar. My cousin, he worked in a music industry, and he bought me a 12-string guitar. I wanted to have a 12-string. Okay, I got my first 12-string guitar, and started with a music book like everyone is doing with some chords, and then I wanted to find a band. And we had a meeting with some guys, and I was playing, and they said, well, the keyboard player said, you look like, and you're playing like Melissa Etheridge. It was in 2002, and
Mm-hmm.
I said,
Who
sorry, who
is
is this?
that?
I had no idea. And he said, well, okay, next time when we meet, I will bring you a CD. And he gave me the first CD of her, and I was putting it in the CD player, and it was like, holy moly, that's what I was looking for. You know, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, and from this point, I studied. I was, over the internet, YouTube, finding everything from her, watching her, concerts or little clips, looking what she's doing with the hands, especially on like the way I do. I wanted to play this song,
Oh, yeah.
and it was back and forth, slow motion, back and forth, and then I got it. So, and this or her music, because I liked it, and it helped me over this PTSD, and I found back to life, and that's why I'm very thankful for this. Her
Mm-hmm.
music helped me, and that's why I'm doing a tribute. And it's, for me, it's important. I'm not Melissa Etheridge. You know, it's just a kind of way they thank you, and I
Yeah.
feel honest to are able to play her songs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I'm not Melissa Etheridge. I don't want to be her. It's just a tribute.
Yes,
So
it's
that's
your way of saying thank you because it sounds like her music and everything really helped you a lot and saved you, in a way. And
yeah,
so I really appreciate you sharing this story because I'm sure it's not easy talking about what happened, the itself, what the shooting itself.
yeah.
So
But nowadays it's fine. It's a little bit
it's
time
easier.
healing, of course.
Hmm.
You have always in your life the scars. You're wearing it, but time is, it's covering it a little bit. So
Now, have you ever met Melissa or seen her at shows or anything?
no, no.
No?
I mean, I went to a concert in Berlin
Okay.
once in my life. That's
Yeah.
all.
Wow. So she doesn't know about this story. She doesn't know about all of this. I
I'm not
mean,
sure. I mean,
as far as you know.
yeah, she's very famous, and I know that. I mean, Jerry Miller. She opened a Twitter account for me too, and and the last, was it last year or the? I think it was last year. Melissa Etheridge tweeted, "Thank you, not thank you, sorry. Happy birthday on my birthday in
She,
July."
oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I
Okay.
think she knows me, but I don't know if she knows all my story. So
Right.
maybe one day I would like just to say thank you. That's
Hmm.
all.
Yeah,
So
maybe, yeah, you'll get to meet her someday and tell her how you feel and, the Melissa Etheridge cruises. I would think it would be so awesome if you were ever on one. And I think you should be. I think you would have an awesome time. And I don't know if you know that she always has, well, the past couple cruises, she has like a contest sort of thing for musicians.
yeah, I know we applied for it,
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
and it was in March or something, and yeah, I mean, I don't have many own songs. Of course, I'm working on it,
Right.
and right now I'm working on playing some other songs, because if I can't play her songs on the cruise, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I know that's the only thing, right? I'm sure that wouldn't be a good idea.
Yeah, but yeah, that's okay. That's okay. And yeah, we will see. But right now, I think it's about this kind of COVID.
Yeah.
Here in Germany, everything is right now shut down with festivals and everything till the 31st of August. So
Wow. Yeah.
so maybe longer. So I don't know if the cruise will ever be happen this year.
Right. Yeah. We don't
Because of
know.
the COVID. So
Mhm. Yeah, I know that's up in the air. So far, they haven't canceled it. And I mean, it's not till the end of October, but like you said, you don't know. Like here, some of the states have started kind of opening things, which I don't agree with. I don't think we're ready. I just think it's going to send us back into a big, back to the beginning. But I still don't think, I don't know. That's my opinion. I don't think we're ready for that.
I mean, we did it this week here, in Germany. The stores are back open, and there are strict regulations. You have to wear a mask. You have to
Hmm.
get a card for holding distance and everything. And we will see if this will help, and yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you had your grocery stores and stuff were closed?
No, the grocery store were all time open,
Okay, yeah, same
but
here.
the other stores like we have it's called Media Market. It's like Best Buy over
Yeah.
there. This kind of electronic stores and stuff. They were closed, but
Yeah.
now they are open again. So
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
so wow. Yeah, so that was like another question too to see, what it was, what it's like in Germany right now with the COVID. And um so you're a paramedic and a police officer.
yeah, that's true.
So you have two jobs there plus your music. And so what is the protocol for staying safe working on the front line there?
Well, it's something like sometimes it's like you think about, is it really real, because you can't see the COVID.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is, you're wearing the mask all time, gloves, and you're protecting yourself as a police officer or as a paramedic. It's the same. Every 911 we go on, we have the mask, gloves, glasses, everything on.
Hmm.
So, but right now it is fine. I never had a situation right now where a patient or a person who had COVID right now,
Yeah.
but that's the only thing what we do now. We're protecting ourselves.
Right.
All we can do. So
Hmm. Yeah, and just keep plugging along, doing what you're supposed to do, and you should be fine. But yeah, to me, it's like it's surreal, this whole thing. Like, is this really happening? Like you said, because you can't see it. It's
yeah,
not like you see people just like sick walking around. And what's scary too is like it doesn't show up right away. Like
yeah,
anybody could have it for days before they even know, and they're out and about. And we
exactly.
don't know a lot about the disease, so I
Yeah,
don't know. We'll see what happens. But so, what are you doing musically during the quarantine? I know you've been on Facebook doing some live shows or live streams.
yeah. Well, of course, I was kind of on call when I was at home, and I started to write a new song, my own song, and we did some kind of projects with friends. We did this kind of cover with nine to five from Dolly Parton,
Yeah,
and it was like, okay, we couldn't meet together because it wasn't allowed. So, and
yeah,
then the friends, they said, okay, let's do a song together over the internet. They said, yeah, okay, how you want to do it? And this way. You record it first, you send it over to us, we will record ours and we put it together. I said, that would be cool if we would do it international. So, and that's why a friend of mine in Netherlands, Joe, I contacted her. She's a bass player. I said, you want to join there? Yeah. And I called Chick in Florida, St. Petersburg. She's living there and playing music, and she said, yeah, too. And we did a kind of project together. Just music goes around the world or something,
okay.
and it was very funny. And yeah, I didn't do really much. Of course, then I learned some new other cover songs, playing. Yeah, there's every day I do a little bit music. So
Yeah, that's good. Keep yourself polished up and ready to go. So, yeah, so right now I know it's tough trying to plan what and when you can do things such as recording and doing live shows and stuff. So, what is on the horizon for you as a musician when things do go back to normal? Do you have like plans for coming to the US to do some shows or
of course,
recording?
I mean, yeah, I wanted to come this month over there, but everything is got canceled.
Yeah,
So I want to come over in October if it's possible,
right.
of course. And some friends, musician friends too, it's like, hey, let's do something together. Let's play together. Let's do a show together. Yeah, and we have kind of plans. They're not really concrete, not 100% planned right now.
Right.
But of course, meeting friends over there, having a funny time, and playing a little bit of music, of course.
So in October, so is that going to be around the end of October, around the cruise time, or you don't?
Yeah, it will be around the cruise time. Yeah, if we will see if I get it, or I can come over there with the planes. Right
Right.
now,
Yeah.
no plane flying over there. So
Right. Yeah, so it's all up in the air, but that's your plan if it's possible to do that. And so
yeah,
you'll be down in St. Pete area if you can do that.
yeah, sure,
Well, I'm gonna
sure.
be looking for you. Let me tell you that if because I'll be down there for the cruise, like 3 days before the cruise. So if it all is able to happen and everything, yeah, I'll be looking for you because I just love your voice and your music. And my favorite song so far that you do original is Miracles. What was your inspiration for that song?
um, it was like of course it's like I want to do a new song, and I had a melody in my head and some chords and a good kind of rhythm. And I'm not a non-native speaker in English, so it's always a little bit hard to find the right words.
Hmm.
And I met a guy, the former bass player from Ike and Tina Turner. He's living here in Germany. And I got in contact with him, and he said, "Oh, come over. We will write a song together."
Oh,
So,
wow.
and what I did was I told him I want to write about situation in life. Everyone is struggling, and sometimes you think about every day, why it happened to me, why I'm down, why I feel like I feel depressed or something else. Life isn't always easy, but
Right.
at least it is a message like, just move on. No matter what, you will see it will come a better time. It will come sunshine to your life again. And it's worth every day to be thankful to be on the world. And everyone has these hard times. If you
Right.
lose a family member or something else, it's hard. Life is hard. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's what something, don't stop believing in it.
Yeah.
Move on, and you're not alone in the world with this kind of feelings. And that's was my inspiration to it, and I explained it to him, and we met together, and we came up with this kind of story lyrics. So that was my inspiration to Miracles.
Everybody has hard times, and sometimes you don't feel like you're going to get through it, or you want to give up, but just don't give up, move on, keep going, and things do get better. And even
Yeah,
with this COVID, that's why I think this is like the perfect song to play at the end of this episode, because it's just so fitting, I think. Because I'm sure, it's been 2, 3 months now, and I know people are probably just starting to get, depressed and is this going to end? When am I going to be able to go to the beach and just whatever, to be able to get back to normal life. And it's probably a struggle for a lot of people. And so I think this song is perfect for that. We'll have your single Miracles coming up right at the end of this episode. But first, could you talk about your inspiration for your single Last Call?
I wrote this song with I did vacation days in Mexico Beach. We were sitting there in this kind of apartment at Mexico Beach. It was beautiful, and of course, a friend of mine was with us, and he's a very good guitar player too. So, and it went back and forth, and we came up with this song. It was like I played something, he played something, and then it was word to word, and I don't know, it happened.
Yeah.
And then it was like we it was, yeah, right before we went to Nashville, and for to Mitch to record a different, completely different other song. Normally it was planned, and it was when we left Mexico Beach 1 week later. um, the hurricane destroyed everything down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was horrible. And the last call, right now when I sing it, I mention it to last call. I was there in a real cool restaurant, and I was there in 2019 and visit there the place. It's not there anymore, you know, and kind of I don't know. It's it happened. I can't really say I want to plan, sit down, or write some special thing.
Yeah.
It happened. Nowadays, I think about okay, the hurricane, everything got destroyed, last call, and that's my memories to it, you know.
Yeah. That's a great story. Like, because, a lot of times people, they kind of know what they want to do for a song. Not always, though. A lot of times it probably does happen that way. And I think that's so cool because you just like, you were just struck with it and you just went with it. And a great song came out of it and you weren't planning on it or anything. So I
Yeah,
think that's really cool. Is there anything else you would like to add to the interview today?
you know, if I wouldn't be on this position, what I'm being now, and not everyone would get to know me if there wouldn't be Jerry O'Neill Miller and Essie. You know, Essie is doing a fan
Mm-hmm.
page, on
Yes.
Facebook. She's amazing. I have to meet her, but right now we can't. But if she wasn't, doing this and stuff, nobody would, know me and everything. So I'm very thankful for all people I'm meeting or met or will meet in the future, and I like to meet people. What I really like is getting stories, life stories. Everyone has a little life stories, and I'm always interested in it. So that's I hope we can do this year again. Meeting people.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
and of course I have to thank Essie, and Jerry. So without them, no, I think I wouldn't be so present on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah, all right. So I'm looking forward to seeing you hopefully in October down there in St. Pete's and that area. And thank you so much for this interview. It was a pleasure to meet you and get to talk with you. And I can't wait to hear more new music from you.
Yeah, thank you very much for contacting me.
All right. Well, you take care and stay safe, and hopefully we'll see you in October.
Yeah, you too, and all the other people too. Stay safe, be healthy. Okay, bye.
Bye bye. Here is Maida singing her song, Miracles.
Here it is, making its debut on 92.9. It's Miracles. Lydia, all the way from Germany. She's actually riding to Atlanta right now listening. How cool is that? next coming right after this break.
Oh, just look at me in the mirror. Shucks, I was hoping to straighten.
Yeah, I was live on the radio, 92.9. Well, that's the radio playing my song live, the first radio station in the U.S.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Again, that was MAIDA singing her song Miracles. And I wanted to mention that since we recorded this episode, the Melissa Etheridge cruise has been postponed until November of next year, so November 2021. You can check out my website at entertainment-source.com. There you will find all the musicians from this series, including their social media links. Entertainment Source Interviews is an Entertainment Source production. If you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, and where you listen to your podcasts. You can follow Entertainment Source Interviews on Twitter and Facebook. If you would like to make a donation to our tip jar, you can find the link in the episode notes. Thanks for listening. Check out my other podcast, It's Just a Ghost.